Yo, 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 welcome back to the Hulaham Hour. Nick and Kurtis at your service. And hey, Nick, Terry Bradshaw finally said what everybody was thinking. What do you think about that shit?
God, are we going to be that old and ornery when we're fucking that age?
I already am that old and ornery, Nick. Let's kick it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's May 28th. It's episode 26. How's it going, bro?
Man, it's going all right. How about yourself?
Good, man. It was a beautiful day yesterday in the neighborhood. Absolutely gorgeous day to play some golf. Played pretty well, but yeah, fun. We'll get into golf talk here in a little bit. Welcome back to the Hulaham Hour. I am Kurtis, alongside Nick. He's over there, right there. So yeah, dude, we are, as we stated at the end of last week, scraping the bottom of the barrel for our NFL talk because shout out Tom Grossi's got his video of us NFL fans during the offseason, you know, finding a newfound love for other sports. And then as soon as the high hits, it's still only June, and we have a long way to go. So, yeah. Let's dive in. So as I stated in the intro, it's been a topic of conversation on this channel, as it has a lot of other podcasts in the sporting world. The Aaron Rodgers dilemma in Pittsburgh. So Terry Bradshaw come out and just pretty much said, quote, "That's a joke that the Steelers are even entertaining the idea of bringing him on as their starting quarterback." And on the flip side of it, you do have Mason Rudolph just being completely humble and there, and you know, he's definitely not the answer, but at least he's got some experience, and who knows, maybe it'll click this time for him. Who knows? But I don't know.
Dude.
What are your thoughts on Terry Bradshaw finally unloading like that?
Oh, dude, the final part of the first paragraph of the article, that guy needs to go chew on bark in California and he can praise the gods out there. That's the only line you need to read out of that freaking article.
That's awesome.
Way to go, Terry.
Yeah, Terry, my hat is off to you, good sir. That's, you know, again,
They might as well ask him or fucking Ben to come out of retirement at this point.
Yeah, for sure, man. So thank you, Terry Bradshaw. Hopefully they listen, and hopefully, you know, the Pittsburgh Steelers could just say forget it. I mean, really, they could. It would not be this. I don't know if they will be better. I really feel like they will be better without him. I really do. I just, even with just Mason Rudolph and whoever the hell else they drafted, at Will Howard or whatever. I don't know.
To me, I think you pull strings and you try to trade for Kirk Cousins. That is an upgrade.
That is kind of the only option that's left if they want to improve from Mason Rudolph and Will Howard. Really?
Well,
but again, is that really any better than you don't get the drama? Because Kirk Cousins it's a pretty outstanding human from what I understand. You know, he's not a pompous dickhead like Mr. Rodgers is. Yeah.
But Kirk Cousins has been consistent his whole career. He's steady. He's not going to be the king. He's steady, and he gives Will Howard somebody to learn under. He can actually pay attention to.
I'm almost convinced that Kirk just played like shit on purpose because of what Atlanta did. Like, you know what? Fuck you people. I'm just going to play terrible, and you're going to pay me all this money still, and you already drafted a quarterback, so just start him. Start him now. You brought me in to win now. Apparently you think you can win with the team that you have. You know, with or without me at this point is what you're saying. So, but Michael Penix has played well, so I'm optimistic that he's going to step up and do big. But Kirk Cousins isn't going to. They're not going to leave him sitting on the damn bench, you know, for all that money.
Oh, I agree, but at the same time, Dude, you're a competitor. We play sports. Nobody, no player goes out there and is gonna fucking willing to lose.
Yeah, no, I know.
None.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's not what happened. However, he did play like shit, and
Like
that's why
to
he
me
got
though,
benched.
when you see GMs in front office and executives, I absolutely think there's lots of times they plan to lose, but not coaches and players.
Yeah, yeah, plenty of time. Oh, yeah. We'll see. I guess we'll see. Time will tell. I really still am convinced that Aaron Rodgers will give Mike Tomlin his first losing season. I'm going to keep saying that until it either happens or doesn't. So, and I, I'm really happy to hear players like Mason Rudolph and the Steelers, and just the players in general. They could give a shit. They're not even really answering questions about it, and so that's good. So my hat is off again to them for that. All right.
Well, show up and go to work.
Exactly.
That's all there is to it.
Exactly.
Assume that the people that's in the room with you right now is gonna be it.
Yep. So one other thing that came across, the Stefon Diggs video surfaced with some drug-like looking stuff that is now causing a whole bunch of drama in New England. It says Coach Mike Vrabel addressed it and says we want to make great decisions on and off the field. Blah 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 blah. I don't know, man. I hate that stuff gets blown out of proportion like this. But what are your thoughts on this?
Dude, that's part of being a celebrity, an NFL player. That I don't feel bad at all that it gets blown out of proportion. You know you're in the public eye everywhere you step.
Yeah.
It's part of the gig.
Yeah, see, and I think they said the article said something about it being like a pink substance. Okay. Well, what if it just turns out to be like margarita salt? Like on a real level, like it just I don't know, man.
You want to know how it's not? Because nobody's come out and said it's fucking margarita salt.
Yeah, true.
Not one person has been like, hey, just so the world knows.
Yeah. Yeah, who knows? And I don't take Stefon Diggs as someone to do that. I really don't. But, worse, weird stuff's happened. I mean, look, Ryan Leaf went B&E in for Vicodin in his heyday, so you can never put it past players. But, hey, man, I guess I get drug testing in the sports, but I really, in the offseason, I guess it's just kind of like, let them fucking do what they want to do. But
not when you make that kind of money. You're under contract.
Oh.
Either abide by it or fuck off. Dude, you're making $69 million in 3 years. If you can't just be
not
fucking
do
calm
drugs
for 3
years. Yes.
Seriously.
Here's the door. Yeah.
You can fucking retire off of 3 years.
3 years. The Sam Bradford effect.
It's a rough life. Yeah, real fucking rough.
Yeah, so there's that. And then, there was a couple of other things. Oh, yeah. So, Tyreek Hill and Travis Hunter now have some drama going on, I suppose you can say it. I believe Tyreek Hill was quoted saying a bunch of stuff on Travis Hunter negatively. Didn't get a chance to look into it too much, but we'll have to keep an eye out on that. Do the Dolphins and the Jags happen to play this year?
Oh, I'm not sure on that one. Here's what I can see, though. I don't think Travis Hunter is going to be as good as people think.
I don't think he's going to be able to be as good as people think in the regard of playing both sides of the football. However, I do think that if he does eventually decide to not do that and he picks one side of the ball or the other, then he can be successful in the NFL.
Yes. Playing both, he's not good enough to play both in the NFL.
Yeah. Dang, so
and granted, he had decent...
Jags and the Dolphins do not play this year.
And, he had decent stats in college, but he also played for fucking Colorado.
Yeah.
Not the SEC, not the Big Ten.
Yep.
I mean, so it's a little bit jaded.
Yeah, for sure. That's a very, very valid point.
You
So
put
we'll
up
see.
top numbers in the Big Ten or SEC, then we'll talk.
We'll have to see how this folds out, but again, it's the off season. It's people grabbing for headlines and yada yada. But Tyreek, come on here on the Hulaham Hour, man, and you can talk some shit. That'd be awesome. So
Yeah, Tyreek's been balling for years. He's like, fuck this kid.
yeah. Joe Burrow was also in a press conference and threw some shade, kind of like I did when we went over the fact that the Lions have 6 primetime games this year, I believe. And now this is year number 3 in a row for Joe Burrow to be in primetime in Baltimore. And he's kind of like, listen, man, it's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, what are your thoughts on us having so many primetime games, though? Really,
Dude, they have a lot of years to make up for, so I don't mind it.
Yeah, just not.
I don't mind it
The
at all.
Sunday night games I mind because Chris Collinsworth can,
Yeah, I can
go
agree
away.
with that.
Go away, Chris Collinsworth.
Fuck, we at least got 5 more years of him.
Yeah.
And here you were hoping your kid could grow up without knowing him.
Yeah. So apparently in the 2028 Olympics, there's going to be flag football.
Yep.
And the NFL okayed the players playing for the U.S. team. What?
No, not necessarily. They okayed their teams to make the decision if they want to let them play.
Okay.
Because if they go get hurt in flag football, well, the team's not going to be liable to pick up their contract.
NFL players are set to participate in the 2028 Olympic flag football event. Well, we'll see. I don't know. I just think it's kind of ridiculous a little bit.
Dude, could you imagine Tyreek going out and tearing his Achilles playing flag football?
Oh
Like,
God,
do you know how
dude.
pissed off the Dolphins would be?
You know how pissed off just like the world would be in general to have to watch someone do that. Like, that's why I just feel like, okay, I don't know. They could find a way to play real football. They could.
That wouldn't be fair, though. That's the only way they can make it at least remotely fair for the rest of the world.
That's true. That was my other point I was going to make earlier was that the fact that, like, okay, football is America's sport. It's not really like they have the European Football League and the Canadian Football League, but those are almost like minor league teams, So I don't know. It'll be interesting, I guess, to watch, and I'm sure I'll watch it, and I'm sure we'll cover it here. But play real football. Let's just cut brass tacks and do it. Let's do it. Do it. Or play arena football or something where you're still padded up, but like it's just 50-yard field. I was watching that over the weekend too. I forgot. It's just entertaining to watch, to be honest. But I remember the game I was watching. I have no idea the names of the teams whatsoever. But it was like 50-6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a different type. The way they line up and have their receiver take off from 15 yards back.
When arena football was in its heyday, I have the PlayStation 2 game, which is such a fun game to play, football game. When arena football was in its heyday, I absolutely loved watching it growing up. It was a lot of fun to watch when it was actually really a league when there was like 20-something teams and they had the Arena Bowl. That was obviously wasn't nearly as big as Super Bowl, but it was still a big thing. And I don't know. I know that the Arena Football League kind of fizzled out and now it's a different type of league, but it's just too bad. Too bad to see that go. There was that minor league team in Saginaw, the Saginaw Sting, I think it was, and I did go to one of the games, and it was fun and everything. I remember the kids talked more shit to the players than anybody else did. I remember the quarterback for the Detroit team they were playing turned around and said, was like, whose fucking kids are these? Because they were just laying into them, man. They're like little 8-year-old kids just talking shit. It's hilarious. But, yeah.
Little did you guys know it was the guy sitting next to me.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, man. Okay. Yeah, let's so this PFF did top 32 edge rushers for the season, and I want to go over the top 5. So starting with honorable mentions outside of the top 5 is Max Crosby, came in at 6. Trey Hendrickson came in at 7. Jared Verse came in at 8. Will Anderson came in at 9, and Khalil Mack came in at 10. So at 5, which I'm not really a big fan of where this is landing for a little bit of biased reasons, but they got Aiden Hutchinson at 5. What do you think on that?
Dude, he didn't play enough to put up a full season. So, I mean, they kind of have to.
I know. However,
I mean, if you take his short body of work, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, that's what they say, is on pace for a historic season before the injury. Well, yeah, he was on pace to have like the best season of a rusher ever. It was incredible. But yeah, that's cool. But number 4, they got Nick Bosa. Again, solid. 3, they got TJ Watt. 2, they got Micah Parsons. And who do you think they got at number 1?
Oh, I should know this. Fuck, I'm drawing a blank.
Myles Garrett.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, it's good. They got him right at the top of the article and everything.
The only one I question on that whole list is number 10. I don't think Khalil Mack is the 10th best rusher in the league anymore.
Yeah, it's tough to say.
The only one I really question on that.
Yeah, because they got a couple other people up here that I would argue would probably be better. So
who's like 11 and 12?
So 11 is Josh Allen from Jacksonville. 12's Daniel Hunter. Daniel, whatever. Alex Highsmith. Got Jonathan Grenard, Brian Burns, Andrew Van Ginkel.
Yeah, I'd rank a couple of them guys above Mack anymore.
Yeah.
He's still effective. He's just old.
To at age 33, he's not.
Yeah.
Nothing short of remarkable. Yep. Still killing.
What is crazy though is you look at NFL players, even though they're close to the same age as us, like face wise, they look like they're 55.
Yeah.
Like I've never understood it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
You look at these athletes talk at 33. Like LeBron James looks like he's 58.
LeBron James.
He's in his early 40s, but he looks like he's 17 years older. It's just wild.
Yep. It is, but it just goes to show you the wear and tear that it takes on you. It's pretty nuts. So okay, I think that kind of covers our NFL talk for this week. Next week we'll have, I'm sure, some more random shit that gets pulled out of the sky to start some drama. Stefon Diggs, I wish you the best in this, whatever's going on. So, yeah,
Get
all right.
Shit together.
Yeah, dude, pull your head out of your butt and can do your job, earn your keep, be a patriot.
Yeah, fucking Drake May needs you like severely.
Like bad, dude.
Like bad.
Don't need to do Molly on the weekend, Stefon.
Unless it's got therapeutic medicine in it, then leave it alone.
Just comes out in the press conference. Hey guys, how's it going? Hey guys, how's it going? $69 million. Woo!
Yeah, and by the way, my old Achilles my ACL is already healed.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah. How do you think they heal so fast from them? That pink stuff.
Yeah, like the blue tent doesn't have special shots.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on. PGA over the weekend was the Charles Schwab Challenge. And the winner was Ben Griffin, snagged his first ever solo PGA Tour victory as he won the Zurich Classic earlier this year with his partner. Who was his partner? I forget.
Novak.
Yeah, there we go.
So
he not only got his first PGA, but he's also gotten his first solo. So congrats to Ben Griffin. He did shoot pretty good. There were some pretty early scores threw up there that were really good on Sunday. And Ben Griffin did not really bring his A game on Sunday, but he still managed to pull it off. It was good. Did you get to catch much of it? Or no, yeah, that's right. You were down
Indy 500.
Yeah, that's right, Nick. We're gonna switch gears. I forgot. Yeah, let's talk about that, man. How was your experience down in Indianapolis for that?
So first time going down there, didn't really know what to expect. That place is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I will be going back again.
Yeah.
Like once you go in the environment that's there, it's such a clean, like just partied environment. It's fun.
Yeah. That's cool, man. I'm glad you had a good time. So who was the winner of it again? I forget the guy's name.
Alto.
Yeah, he's
He's
won
won
five
like
of the
5
six
races. Yeah.
5 of the 6 races they've had this year in IndyCar. That's crazy. Yeah, man. So racing's not much we talk about on this channel, but I will say I did tune in because I knew you were there to watch, and it was fun to watch. There was some There's an accident on like the first turn.
Yeah.
Like there was like it's just yeah. I always remember.
Indy's just a different atmosphere.
Yep. I'm sure it is, man. It's what'd you say? There's 350,000 people there.
Yeah, and I've been to NASCAR races, and like they're a blast too. It's just a little bit of a different atmosphere.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, you didn't catch much of the golf then, but yeah, Ben played good. I know. I just want to pull it up. Pull it up. Pull it up. Pull it up. Pull it up.
I think Scotty finished top 5, didn't he?
That is what I am trying to pull up. I can figure out how to complete it. There we go. Japers. Took home $1.7 million is what Ben Griffin did. He was 12 under. Second was that Matty Schmidt, who played very, very well, man. He's going to get his first tour victory soon, too, I think. Then it was Bud Cauley, Tommy Fleetwood, Scotty Scheffler tied for 4th, and then a whole bunch of other players. But yeah, Scotty just had a really bad first day, I think. Like his first day wasn't really, it kind of set him back a little bit because then I think he was as much as he was at one point he gained like 3 strokes and then lost 3 strokes. It was just it was rough. But the conditions again, the wind down there was insane. It was really, it's hard to play in the wind like that. When it's really whipping, it's really difficult. Really difficult. So.
Well, and I did see his interview, and he was happy with how he shot. He said he just kind of lost his putter this weekend.
Yep.
That's really all that killed him.
Yep. So, upcoming, we have the Memorial Tournament this weekend. Last year, Scotty won it. $4 million. The purse is $20 million. 700 FedEx points. Yeah, who you got this year? It's a signature event, it says. Who you got this year? I think Rory's not playing this year in it.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be picking him anyway. He's kind of been on a little bit of a slide lately.
Yeah.
Man, it's hard not to go with Scotty.
Yeah.
Who's the defending champ?
Scotty.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I asked.
Yeah. So, yeah, dude. Scotty won. I'm trying to pull up where the field is. Let's see here. So, Scotty has the highest odds to win, followed by Xander and Colin Morikawa at plus 1,600 and Justin Thomas at plus 1,800.
I'd like to see JT get back on track and win another one this year.
Me too. Tommy Fleetwood played really good last week. They got him at plus 2,500. That would be a nice little payout.
It would.
Jordan Spieth at plus 3,500. Yeah, man, it's tough. Like, I will say, though, it was kind of crazy watching. I think Scotty went into the week for the Charles Schwab Challenge at plus 250. And after day 1, he was plus 2,500. And I got thinking, I was like, damn, I should have just slapped a couple because plus 2,500 is wild. And then he had that killer day 2. And I went on after day 2 to bet, and he was back to plus 250. I'm like, hot damn, what a swing in the odds. That was nuts. But he still didn't pull it off, so it is what it is.
It's still hard to bet against him right now, the way he's swinging the stick, man. He looks back in true form.
Yeah, he does, man. He does. Driver was a little off, a little left and right over the weekend, too. But still, Scotty. Excuse me. He's going to play well no matter what. So, but, yeah, I guess if I'm going to pick God, I don't know. It's tough. Like you said, I'd like to see Justin Thomas get a victory. I think that'd be great. But also, after watching Tommy Fleetwood play last week, he was playing very well.
Where's the course at?
Dublin, Ohio.
Oh shit! Well, we can't watch that. Fucking Ohio.
Oh yeah. I wish we'd just bleep out every time we said Ohio. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be our banned word.
Yeah. Just to put
We'll get the swear jar just for the word Ohio.
Just for the word Ohio.
Shit, there's $3.
God, I love it. All right. So yeah, I got the Memorial Tournament this weekend, and then we move to the RBC Canadian Open, and then we have the U.S. Open coming up, June 12th through the 15th. Bryson won the U.S. Open last year. It's hard to pick against him to do it again this year, but again, I don't feel like he's been playing as well this year so far, as he was last year. However, who do you think you got in the U.S. Open, man? Little preview.
Yeah, I want to see what happens in the RBC too. To me, that's a really enjoyable tournament to watch. I've pretty much watched that every year.
Yep, for sure.
I'm not making any predictions yet until I can watch some more golf in the next week or two.
Oh, jeez. You can't even just throw out a name. Throw out a name.
Nope. Not doing it.
Lame. I'm calling Scotty because I think he's going to get his Grand Slam quicker than everybody thinks.
Yeah, we'll see.
I really do. But I'm also going to put money on Bryson because Bryson is sneaky like that, and he's going to figure out his distance problems that he's been having and come full steam ahead, man. So, watch.
You can just ask him on a date at this point. Jesus.
Yeah. I did like his video that he did where he golfed a public course. That reminded me a lot of a couple of courses around us here, and said that it's harder to play on those courses than it actually is to play on a really nice course. And I could almost concur with that, man. It's so difficult to hit out of the rough every single time in some courses. Even when
you're trying to take a massive divot off of like cement basically underneath.
Yeah, it's clay or the greens are so inconsistent it doesn't matter if you hit the perfect putt, that shit ain't going in. Like
a lot of them, you just got to be really good at plinko.
That is a very good analogy, Nick. I like plinko.
I do too, but that's what makes me think of.
All right, let's see here. All right, so the next live event coming up is June 6th through the 8th. That is in Virginia at the Robert Trent Jones Golf Club. That'll be exciting to see some live action going back at it. I think Bryson's still number one in the standings. Yep. Yeah, his Crushers team is just killing it, dude. His Crushers team is just killing it. So, Nick, did you get caught up on the UFL too? So that's our next topic.
Yeah, that was totally on my list of topics. I mean, I watched a lot of Johnny Manziel videos in the last fucking couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't try to actually go to the UFL.
He did, and they told him to fuck off.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, he went to Canada, too, and they tried him out and actually played, and then he was an idiot.
He played in Canada. Yeah, I remember him
Oh, yeah, he's tried everywhere. They're like, we don't want you.
I was watching Brandon Perna's video today, That's Good Sports, on the Cleveland Browns quarterback disaster since they kind of became a team again in 99, And, yeah, it was hysterically laughable because they got so Drew Carey comes out and giving a speech at the home opener for him. He's like, so everybody that always talks shit about Cleveland can shut up. They lost to the Steelers 43-0. And it was just been ever since, man. Like you think about it. So there's the guy there's a Cleveland fan that made a jersey that has all of the names of the players, the quarterbacks that they've had since they drafted Tim Couch, and the jersey's full. I was
going to say, is he 700 pounds?
No, he's going to have to just make a cape at some point. I don't know, man. Because I still don't think they have it figured out at all.
You don't have 5 quarterbacks in your room if you have it figured out. That's the definition of
just put all our brain power together. Maybe we'll get one good piece of shit.
Yeah, they don't even need somebody to be a superstar. They just would like him to throw more than 5 yards.
Oh, man. Well, we'll see. We shall see. Okay.
They're consistently bad. And unfortunately for them, they have a lot of leaps and bounds being in that division.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh and Baltimore, yeah, have fun. You're going to be number 3
Yeah,
for
even
a
if you
long
are good,
time.
you got to be really good.
Yeah.
And they are far from it.
And Joe Burrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody else in their division has a franchise. Well, no, they don't. Half of them have a franchise quarterback.
God, Nick throwing frickin' daggers over here.
7-9 this year. Pittsburgh Steelers, whether Rodgers there or not.
Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. All right.
TJ Watt's going to be a fullback before long.
Oh, dude. Just want to watch. Let's just let Mike Tomlin play quarterback. Fuck it.
Might as well.
Go out there
Nobody
and throw
knows the playbook
left-handed
better.
high on PCP. Just...
Yeah, he knows the audibles and playbook.
Be hysterical. Just see him in his boxers.
He'd probably be a scary guy in pads.
Foaming at the mouth because he took a bunch of rabies medication.
Probably gets advice from Ray Lewis.
Mike Tomlin, you're a G, though. We love you. All right, moving on here. Chugging along here. It's about the halfway point of the Hulaham Hour. Shifting gears into hockey. So, brother, your Panthers are killing it, man. Something I want to talk about in these next few segments is the amount of blowouts that we've been happening these playoffs. But fill us in on Panthers and their play.
Well, let's give Carolina a round of applause for their first Eastern Conference win in the last 15 games they've played in the Eastern Conference. The last time they won an Eastern Conference game before this last game was when Rob Brendamore won Game 7, who is now their coach.
Yeah. Yep,
Yeah,
been in
just
the
to
finals.
put that in perspective.
Been in the finals a bunch of times, just been swept.
That's crazy.
It's
You're
nuts
that
to
good,
think
though, to
about.
make it there that many times. You can't even squeak one out at home? That blows my mind. It was nice to see him get the monkey off their back, though, here.
Yeah.
But Florida's going to win tonight and close her out.
Yeah, I think so too. It's been Florida's playing at just such an incredible level right now that it's hard to bet against them. And again, good for you for calling it so far, brother. You got that team in it still, man. That's awesome.
Well, in the 2 games in Carolina so far, they've outscored Carolina 10-2.
Yeah.
So I feel pretty good about them playing in Carolina.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Bob for president.
He's been a gangster. He's been a gangster from start to. He's always been good, man. But so, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't the finals matchup last year Florida versus Edmonton? Yeah,
Correct.
So we're looking at a repeat of the finals again because Edmonton is up 3-1 against Dallas, and they are again Connor McJesus playing his heart out, playing lights out. It's got multiple points in multiple games. It's unbelievable, man. It is going to be, I think, a lot more competitive this year, finals-wise, just because the Oilers are playing a lot better than I think they were playing last year.
Well, and I've watched a bit of that Dallas-Edmonton series. That's honestly been a lot closer than what the series kind of shows. There's been some rough games, but like last night's game, man, Dallas was all over. Tons of shots. They just couldn't get it in the back of the net.
Mm-hmm. That's been their problem. That's been their problem for a long time. For the whole playoffs, it seems like they had like a really long scoreless set, and I don't know. It just seems like they're barely scoring any goals. They didn't. Yeah, they didn't have a goal on the road in like a long time, like multiple games.
Yeah, that was to start the beginning, but they also had like 3 of their top goal scorers out.
Yeah,
and they did pick it up once they came back.
So get it together, but
that
yeah,
series,
Edmonton's
I think, is over too, though.
Yeah, Edmonton's playing pretty prime. So yeah, man.
God, I got Florida, but man, it's hard not to root for Connor McJesus.
Yeah.
It
And
really is. The guy is amazing.
I love that nickname, man.
Dude, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Watching him on the ice, he's just a different gear than everybody.
Yeah, he really is. I love that they have, like, when you're watching the broadcast, they'll put his name above him. Like, I don't know which one's him. Like, it's just, it's so blatantly obvious which player is him. That's just, yeah.
Look for the lefty that's 3 strides ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
Very simple.
And if you see a bigger guy skating, you know it's Leon Draisaitl.
Oh, yeah. So, looking at a Florida Panthers, Edmonton Oilers, NHL Stanley Cup Finals this year. Should be very good competitive hockey per usual, and really looking forward to covering that coming up. So, got Game 5 tonight in Carolina, as Nick stated, at 8 p.m., and then Edmonton plays Game 5 against Dallas tomorrow at 8 p.m. as well to try to complete that series. So, okay. And then the NHL season is going to be done. That's going to be yeah, dude. Aaron Rodgers better stir up some drama so we got some shit to talk about in a couple weeks, Nick.
Oh, you know he will.
Aaron Rodgers caught streaking at Home Depot. No. Oh, yeah.
Too much ayahuasca. Didn't know where he was.
That's dude.
Came out of the darkness.
Could be.
Somehow landed in fucking Pittsburgh.
Yeah, watch it come out like the year he won the Super Bowl. He was just taking mescaline the whole time or something. Oh, God. All right, so switch gears. NBA. The NBA playoffs in the same exact spot as the NHL playoffs are at. Like, to a T, man. It's almost really crazy to the point, like, Oklahoma City is up against Minnesota 3-1. And the Pacers are up 3-1 against the Knicks. It's absolutely wild. And honestly, the Pacers should have swept that series. That comeback that New York had a couple games ago, where they come back from 20, to do that they're the only team in NBA history to do that 3 times in one playoff run, to come back 3 games when you're down by more than 20. It's honestly crazy. What are your thoughts on that though?
Dude, the Knicks aren't a bad team. They're kind of a weirdly oiled team, though.
Yeah.
Like, they're missing one. Like, Karl Anthony Towns. I've always loved watching him play, and he just kind of disappears for a quarter or two. Like, that's your superstar, man. You can't just disappear in the playoffs.
Yeah, you can't count on him to score 20 points in the fourth quarter all the time. Like,
no, Jalen Brunson is going to be Jalen Brunson. He's going to score 30 a game.
Yeah.
You need some help.
Yep.
And that's why you brought Towns over.
Yeah.
But what do you think about Towns and Randall both kind of?
Dude, yeah, they laid a goose egg the other night. It was bad. It was just bad.
Yeah.
But
they traded nothing for nothing, apparently, and everybody said that was the biggest trade ever.
Yeah, Indiana has totally earned their right to be in the finals this year, 100%. And Oklahoma City has too. They had the one game that they slipped up, where they got their asses really kicked by like 40, I think it was, or some shit. But other than that, they came out a couple on Monday. They only won by 2 last night, huh? Or 2 nights ago. Wow, that was a close game then.
That was a good game, actually. But this is Game 5 in OKC. Throughout the playoffs, OKC has held everybody under 100 points at home.
Yeah, so
this ain't going to be a high-scoring game.
So that's tonight at 8:30. Oklahoma City will look to close that series up. And then tomorrow at 8 p.m., the Pacers look to close up their series against the Knicks.
And let's give it up to Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, he's been playing very well.
He was voted the most overrated player in the NBA this year.
Really?
Yeah, I came out at the end of the year, and he's like, screw you. I'm just going to go off in the playoffs.
I'm just going to ball.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that the other day. He got voted the most overrated player.
Oh, that's funny.
And now he's killing it with triple-doubles and shit. Overrate this.
Gotta love it, dude. So, yeah, NBA is going to be wrapping up same time as hockey. We got a couple more weeks of coverage for both of these. Then we're going to be getting more into the middle of the season for baseball, with baseball being in full swing. And speaking of baseball, Tigers still killing it. Seen not on Tigers news, but like Shohei Ohtani has been doing some batting practice at full throwing again. That'll be cool to see him back in the rotation eventually for the Dodgers. It's just fun to watch him do his thing, man. There's something about how smooth everything that man does is with the baseball bat and with the ball. I don't know. You excited to see Shohei back on the mound?
Yes and no, because the guy was an MVP of the league when he wasn't pitching. So now if he goes out and he blows that elbow again or that shoulder, now you just lost your best hitter and you lost a pitcher that you're not even used to having as a pitcher.
Yeah, but you get that Tommy John surgery, man. It's got a very high success rate, and especially when it comes to a re-injury. I think it's going to be good. I think it'll be good.
But when you throw 100, I don't care how many surgeries you have. That still fucking hurts.
Well, be a man, all right? Just be a man.
You see them slow-mo videos where their elbow is just like fucking throwing fastball. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is, man. It is. Baseball's an unbelievable sport. So,
I did see the other day that has been voted probably the hardest sport to play.
Yeah, it definitely.
I agree.
Nah, that and golf.
Dude, you hit a 90-mile-an-hour slider that starts in the middle of the plate and ends up 2 foot outside.
Try me.
Good luck.
So Tigers are at 37-20 this year. Finally picking it up on the road a little bit. And we are still, we are leading the league in wins with 37. That is impressive.
And we swept the Giants.
We swept the Giants. God,
yep.
Love it.
They're also a good team.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's nice to see us have some starting pitchers, though. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's been a real nice change of pace. Like, Scooble had a shutout a couple games back. That was awesome. He's just freaking.
Mize is throwing good.
Hitting almost 100 miles an hour in the ninth inning, just chucking heat still, like absolute units. It's going to be hard again for Scooble not to. Did Scooble win the Cy Young last year? Yeah, it's going to be really hard for him to not win it again this year, to be the way he's chucking the ball, man. As long as he can stay healthy, which he should be able to, because he shouldn't have to pitch as much being in an actual rotation this year. So.
Well, even last year, they still only threw him every 5 days.
Yeah, well, okay. Less pressure to have to do better. You don't have to go out. I mean, it's like, okay, it's expected that we're going to win today. Like, it's just helps a ton, man. So, really cool to see the Tigers have their poop all in one group. And it's been fun to watch. So, yeah, all right. Moving on to our last topic, man. I caught some epic ping pong action this weekend. There was absolutely nothing on Memorial Morning, and I was just flipping through channels, and I saw the National Ping Pong Association or something. I forget even the name of it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to watch this, because ping pong is impressive to watch when everybody's really good. However, I turn it on. It's on CBS Sports Network. Shout out CBS Sports Network. And the announcer is super pumped when he comes back from commercial break, and he goes, "Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2025 Ping Pong Association World Championships. We're here in," I don't remember where the fuck they were at, "such and such a town, in front of our sold-out crowd." And it backs up and pans, and there's 14 people in a high school gym. This guy said it was sold out. I'm like, did you guys only sell 14 tickets? And so you just could say it was sold out? I don't know. I just thought it was comical, but shout out to that.
I told you, it was all their parents. That was it.
It probably was, but they were like, it was co-ed teams, and they were really good to watch and stuff. But yeah, it was just kind of ridiculous. Like at least in games in the WNBA, when they don't sell out, they just like turn the lights off in the top bowl, So it appears like they still have a sold-out crowd, even though they don't. But these guys are just like, nope, we're just gonna ride with it. We're sold out. It is standing room only. Standing room only. So
I wonder what the purse was on that for ping pong.
Like 15 wheat pennies and a year's supply of canola oil. Like, I don't know, man. It's just.
I mean, watch it come out to be like 200,000 or some crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that'd be funny.
Yeah, and they're like, "Who's laughing now?" About 14 people.
Let's see if I can't look it up. U.S. table tennis. It wasn't. I don't know. I can't remember the name. Maybe was it the U.S. Table Tennis League? I don't think it was that. No, because this was a little bit different than that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's $1 million though.
Yeah.
The International Table Tennis Federation World Cup top prize is $1 million.
Yeah, there you go. So that's probably the tops level. This just seemed like a
local.
I kind of seemed like it, but it was, again, like I said, it was on CBS Network. So I don't know. Anyways, just thought that was rather funny. Good way to end this week's episode. So
kind of reminds me of dodgeball when they're playing Girl Scouts.
That is such a classic. Such a good movie.
Yeah.
Such a good movie. So.
Oh, and shout out Charlie Woods winning his first junior tournament.
Good for Charlie. Hats off to you, brother.
16 years old.
That's awesome, man. I mean, he's got big shoes to fill, but even if he just gets his card, you know what I mean? Like, do it, man. Do it and have fun.
The best teachers in the world.
Yeah. Yep. That'd be super cool. All right. Well, thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning into the Hulaham Hour. I am Curtis. That is Nick. Oh, Fantasy Football Trophy. I can't wait to win you again next year. All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Nick, good to see you again, brother. And we're Hulaham out, ladies and gents. We'll see you next week.